Put the stream up on YouTube.
Wait, can I talk to you on my phone? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just closed the fucking app.
I don't know if you can watch YouTube though and watch the stream at the same time.
What is it? YouTube?
Yeah.
Iron.
Should have
Arcus.
just.
Aren't I subscribed to some shit?
Nah, I don't know.
Hey, crew C, it's Amelia. Evan's gotten into the Spectrum in these crates. Listen to this.
Come out to play.
Wow, he's having a grand old time. I'm gonna take him to A2 under the hotel so he can sleep it off. I'll meet you back at the orchard straight after. See you soon. Evan, come on, you slackwit.
Oh, yeah, I can't hear you, Mario, but I can see your chat. Yeah, it's fine. It's actually kind of cute how it pops up like that. Two watching? Who else is watching? Identify yourself. I just got a notification somebody else is here. Oh, he left. Call them out. Yeah, but no, I was talking to Mario about where is this shit at? And Nurses is here. He might have his settings fucked with, so he can't be heard in broadcast. Talk, let Rems hear you, Nursey. Did you hear him? Wait, what, you afraid of somebody recording your voice? So can you hear him, or not? Nope. Alright.
Finally checked in, I see. Should act as a better head. You ever need anything, come find me. Please do. Sure, found it. Tell ya. Thank the law for caffeinoid.
Here, I'll let the dialogue play out, Mario, so you can follow the story. So...
Hey, now I can finally see smells.
Here.
Sure? What's on your mind?
So the story is... There's a TV actress named Halcyon Helen that gets murked on the planet Eridanos, which is owned by the company Rizzo's. And she was supposed to be sponsoring this new drink they're making, which is called Spectrum Brown. And they have vodka, one of each different color in the rainbow. The poorest people get red, and then it scales up to black, and then brown. At the new one was supposed to be after black. So it's like rainbow order, then black, and then brown. So they call you in to investigate who killed her. They give you this fancy dancy tool, which you can use to analyze stuff.
This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee. This hypothesis is plausible, but requires additional information. Now calculating likelihood of Halcyon Helen using her final moments to endorse Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. Low to moderate likelihood.
Mr. Bertie Holcomb is indeed known to frequent places of leisure and hospitality, as rare as they are in Halcyon.
Correct. Bertie Blackhole Holcomb is a registered guest at the Grand Colonial Hotel.
Uh, Birdie Black Hole Holcomb is a toss ball. It's like the version of baseball. Apparently, he and her were boyfriend and girlfriend because she's dead now. So, yeah. How she died, we don't know. They didn't do the autopsy yet. Wait, why'd the stream die? You can't see anything, Mario?
Accessing guest database. B. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIPs. Birdie, Black Hole. Burbage 3001. This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved complement. Splendid work, Inspector.
So, yeah.
Oh, Inspector, I was hoping I could have a word with you. I wanted to thank you for cooperating with us. Helen's death was never your concern, but you agreed to help us all the same. It is appreciated. I can appreciate the sentiment, Inspector, but let me assure you, lounging by the poolside with a cold glass of Rizzo's Spectrum vodka in your hand won't help you solve this case. Everyone's hoping you'll bring Helen's killer to justice. Maybe they think life can go back to the way it was. I'm not so sure. Helen was a beloved icon. Even if I could investigate her murder, I can't possibly bring her back to life. Before you arrived on this case, I had identified two key suspects, Black Hole Birdie Holcomb and Spencer Woolrich. I've since eliminated Woolrich. Mr. Woolrich was Halcyon Helen's professional rival. It's possible jealousy drove him to take Helen out of the picture. I apologize for the wordplay. Conversely, Mr. Birdie Holcomb was Helen's paramour. The relationship was reportedly dissolved. I can't rule out her murder as a crime of passion. Mr. Holcomb was in a romantic relationship with Helen. This alone is not enough to make him a lead suspect, but he does play tossball. Black Hole Birdie currently holds the record for most non-consecutive blows to the head. His tendency toward irrational and violent behavior is well documented.
Tossball Mario is like baseball, but they're worse than hockey players in terms of aggression.
Woolrich thinks of himself as a serious and distinguished actor. He was frequently cast in demeaning roles, while Helen played the charismatic heroine. He has reason to be envious. I considered the possibility that Woolrich killed Helen in order to eliminate a rival and advance his own career. But my reasoning collapsed under closer scrutiny.
Mario, can you send a link
Woolrich owes
to
his
the
career to Helen's dramas.
stream to the Discord and at everyone? Like, just do an at everyone. I just want to, because Cole usually loves to watch streams and shit. I wonder if his ass is gonna get in here, because I like seeing the little donkey every time he speaks from Shrek.
What's on your mind? Most people don't know that about me. But yes, Helen's roles have always embodied values that I respect. Courage, curiosity, strength, a sense of style. None of us get to choose the way in which we serve our colony, but Helen? She showed me how to find meaning in my occupation. This is a problem of jurisdiction, not competence. Helen was murdered in a hotel owned by Slug, whereas I represent Rizzo's. I'm also concerned I'd allow my personal feelings to cloud my judgment. I was a great admirer of Helen. Best of luck, Inspector.
The Purpleberry Orchard. And a footprint. Inspector, that was absolutely marvelous. Beautifully deduced. With the help of my discrepancy amplifier, of course.
This is the corner.
Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. I'm only too eager to cooperate. My apologies, Inspector. I've not yet finished my autopsy. Come back later? Oh, why, I'm flattered, Inspector. Let me think. I've worked at the Grand Colonial for about as long as it's been around. Prior to that, I lived in Byzantium, but I always felt like it was missing something. And that something turned out to be corpses. Byzantium has much in the way of luxury, but examining the dead does not rank amongst the preferred activities of the elite. Absolutely. Usually I'm just a medical practitioner, so I almost never get to deal with anything as unique, or as quiet, as a corpse. The most interesting thing I saw prior to this was the back of Mr. Woolrich's throat after he blew out his vocal cords shouting at an attendant. If I weren't here, I'd be back in my quarters, rewatching Byzantium in the spring, or working on my automatic scratch peeler. Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away. I didn't expect an existentialist question so early today. It's a need. Just as sprats feel they must breed, or Koenigs feel they must brutally maul each other. I feel the need to create. Inspector, I'm sure you don't want to spend 4 hours talking back and forth about the intricacies of a science project. It works. That's the important part. Because you're the inspector. I should think that's rather obvious. Oh dear. You seem to be hearing what you want to hear rather than the words coming out of my mouth. Allow me to clarify? I invented the discrepancy amplifier to assist me in my own medical work. When you were hired to investigate Helen's death, I realized I had my own part to play. I programmed the amplifier to assist you. I'm entrusting it to your care because I want to see my invention help a brilliant inspector solve the murder of the century.
That's a fair point. Why didn't you hand it over when I asked?
Oh, don't be difficult, Maria. You never wanted responsibility over this case. Conflict of interest, wasn't it? Think of the amplifier as my gift to you. May it avail you in the swift and efficient prosecution of justice. I still have the blueprint and several extra prototypes floating around, but I might recommend you try to be careful with it. Some of the amplifier's internal components are rare, shall we say, and I don't have an indefinite supply. You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject. Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject.
Alright. Well then, there you go.
Get your damnable hair out of my face. I can't see the corpse.
Alright, do you want to know what kind of character I'm running right now? Like what build I'm using? Oh, dude, that's too much reading. Oh my god, it's the first time I'm actually using these computers. Oh, here we go, guest list. Halcyon Helen. Woolrich Spencer. Blackholm Birdie. Yeah, so this is what I'm running right now with my stoof. Then my skills are as follows. If you didn't notice, this character is heavily dialogue oriented. So not only do these apply to dialogue, but persuasion gives you % chances to trigger a combat effect against humans to run away. Lying gives you also the chance to make automechanicals scramble, which is like they target each other instead. Then intimidate also gives you a chance to make animals run away from you. So this is a heavy dialogue character. And actually, instead of that helmet, I think this one would be better. Intimidate 3, Perception 1. There we go.
You've returned. Hope you're finding the hotel to your liking. Now, what can I lend a hand with? Notice my battle-hardened physique, have you? Used to be in a mighty mean line of work. Been shot at 35 times. That is, I've been near people who were shot at 35 times. But to be honest, I never really enjoyed it, you know? It's one thing to tightrope walk between life and death every day, but for just a handful of bits? Nah. When this position came up, I jumped on it and made a lateral move from sublight to slug. I ain't ever looked back.
Mario, you here? I can explain what he's talking about real quick so you understand. I don't know, you're not chatting as much as I'd expect you to. It'd be pretty funny, nurses. I'm just here like explaining this shit the whole time and he's not even here, you know what I mean? He's not. He's sleeping. I realize that he can't hear you, so I have to repeat what you say. You're here. Be an active chatter. I wanna see chats 24/7 on my screen. Alright, so Sublight is a company, and what Sublight does is that they're technically a salvaging company, which they're supposed to go loot derelict ships and break them down into metal. But they actually go to ships that people leave for like 20 minutes and something and then claim it as salvage and just like loot people's shit. They're very like scummy. Slug stands for Sublight Underground, which is like a sub company from Sublight. That they were the salvaging company that gave Rizzo the materials for Eridanos because it's a gas giant. And they did something sneaky, and when they put in the contract that Rizzo signed, they also signed away half of the planet's land to Slug. And Rizzo's and Slug really hate each other because of that. You'll see more of like the main people behind Rizzo and the main people behind Slug later on in the DLC. But yeah, they're kind of didn't like each other much. And also Slug and Sublight don't really talk much at all.
Well, Slug is something like an offshoot of Sublight. It ain't too difficult to pivot from one part of the same company to another. Disconnects or no. That said, my departure may have been somewhat hasty. Well, you could call it a small lapse in judgment. Basically, I singled out a ship to salvage that I thought had been out for use for years. As it turns out, it belonged to a wealthy Byzantine who used it only to vacation. As it so happened, I still don't think she tried to use it, too satisfied with the luxuries of Byzantium. Still, I figured it was a good time to turn tail, in case that ever changed.
Byzantium is a city where the richest of the rich live. So, like, you can pretty much get away with fucking with anybody besides Byzantians. or Byzantinites, whatever he just called them, because the people from Byzantium are all like company holders and rich people that the companies care about. This whole star system, the Halcyon system, Earth was dying and they had to leave Earth, so they sent 2 ships to this star system, the Hope and then the other ship. I always forget the name of the other ship. And the Hope was all of the engineers and all the smart people and stuff, and then the other one was all the passengers and companies. The other ship worked fine, and then the Hope systems went fucked up, and they couldn't like automatically wake themselves out of stasis. So the whole fucking system is run by fucking companies, and they're not trying to let the people from the Hope get out. That's the main story game. But that's the reason why this whole star system is so fucked up and so company oriented. It's like omega capitalism. It's like no governments, just companies. Like the board is the government, which is all the companies together. Would you say about the doctor?
Stories. Huh. Actually, I think I got a couple.
You gotta type full questions because the thing doesn't stay on the screen long.
Toss spell court on one of the planetoids, but they ripped it out. Bench clears are a tad too lethal when there's an endless drop on every side. Well, Slug is more trustworthy for one thing, where Sublight is all about back alleys and backstabbing. Slug can be trusted not to salvage your ship when you turn your head. Oh, of course. That is, maybe not on a personal level, but I'm one of her biggest fans. Even started an association of like-minded individuals. I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the newer tribe just ain't done it for us. Still, there goes my hopes of a Terran Monarch reunion episode. Sorry, friend, but I guess you don't get it. Helen was special, had a certain quality about her, like she would really go out and fight injustice. You look at Woolrich, and no disrespect to the man, but you just don't get the same feeling. He reminds me more of a vacuum suit without nobody in it. Don't tell him I said that. Oh, I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the newer tribe just ain't done it. Sorry, friend, but I guess you don't get it. Helen was special, had a certain quality about her, like she would really go out and fight injustice. You look at Woolrich, and don't tell him I said that. I suppose you could call it that, but that don't mean I poked around her room or nothing while she was out. That'd be a huge breach of hotel policy. Besides, knowing Helen's athletic acumen, anyone who tried probably would have been found, beaten senseless, then hurled into the hallway, followed by the contents of a garbage bin. Probably, that is, it'd probably happen, but it didn't. I'm just theorizing.
Alright, Mario, so we got some quests here. Do you want to investigate where Helen was before she died? Or do you want to investigate into suspects? Or do you want to help a slug manager find a missing employee? Suspect, previous location, or side mission missing employee. I get a feeling he's not even here right now, nurses. Said I get a sneaky feeling that he's not even here right now. Wait, what? Oh, he typed a way too long. All I can see is because that's what I do. You gotta like break it down, Mario. What? He's probably doing something and putting me in the background. Like I probably shouldn't even be talking to him. I should probably just play. Just use your controller. It doesn't hurt your fucking ears or something, though. Oh my god, Mark. Alright, nurses. He's barely even talking. Okay. Alright, well now it's just me. Yeah, but still, I'm not like streaming like I'm a Twitch streamer. It's just for you to watch and so hang out. It's just literally just me and you.
Okay, quiet. Here we go. Never anger a man of the cloth. Fate shines on us today.
So yeah, I mean, the more you talk, the more I talk to you. Parasite.
Their mistake.
What the fuck?
Our victory is their defeat.
I literally just I explained the entire game. Did you leave or something in the middle of this? The game is about the Halcyon star system, which is a star system that humanity basically put an all-in into because Earth was dying pretty much. They had two ships that carried, you know, like several 100,000 people. And one was the Hope, and the other one, I don't know, let's call it Audacity or something. I don't remember that one's name. And pretty much the, Jesus Christ, this thing is tanky. So, the thing is, when they got to the Halcyon system, yeah, they, only the Audacity basically worked, and all the Hope people froze, even though the Audacity was just civilians and companies and people that invested in the ships. while the other one had all the government, all of the researchers, all of the engineers, etc., etc. But them being companies decided that it was best for, you know, them to just be that way or leave it that way. So they ended up, what do you call it? Like just running it themselves. So imagine like a bunch of fucking companies running a whole ass star system and being the government. So the game is hyper capitalist. The companies are like the laws. Company policies are like planet laws and stuff. It's extreme like capitalism. This game kind of makes fun of capitalism, even though it's made by Americans. Right now we're looking for some slug employee named Evan that disappeared. We're helping out the manager named Lily.
I'm trapped in room A3. Please, someone come help me. I'm feeling weak. Please just open the door. And I'm not sure how much longer I'll make it. The door's stuck. And I know I need to write a service request, but I can't get it under the door. Is anyone there?
Saja means like, what are you trying to say? Sag? Sage. Yeah, it's a very dark and gloomy game, but it has a lot of like stupid dialogue to make up for it. It's kind of interesting. Loot, 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 loot. Sadga.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yeah, it's an extremely dark and gloomy game, but it glosses over it with a lot of sarcasm.
I've detected a structural anomaly within a 0.8 meter radius of this locked door. Apologies, Inspector. This unit has not been programmed with a histrionics module. Dramatic effects are currently disabled. This floor panel is 0.3 millimeters shorter than regulation length, suggesting unauthorized modification.
There we go. Oh, what the fuck?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis confirms this is Evan O'Connor.
Oh, well, he's dead.
Analysis also confirms he is dead. For additional study of this body's skeletal structure, the cause of death was head trauma. That is correct. Evan was not killed by Iridanium gigaseus. However, Iridanium gigaseus do appear to be responsible for the early decomposition of this body's surface tissue. Further analysis indicates Evan's fatal injuries were sustained from blunt force trauma to the back of the skull, and his head collided with the ground. Respiratory analysis concludes Evan was not intoxicated at time of death. There are traces of blood on Evan's hands, Inspector. Analysis concludes this blood is human, type A. Medical records indicate Evan O'Connell's blood is type O. Medical records indicate Amelia Stillwell's blood is indeed type A. Great work, Inspector. If you wish to question Amelia Stillwell, Slug's scheduling records indicate that she is presently on duty at the Pilot House checkpoint.
Alright. Oh, more loot. Oh, this must be that one bellhop's room. Yeah, there's a bunch of Halcyon Helen shit in here. Big fan. Yeah, he even has a poster of her. So much loot. Well, that's what we're gonna go find out. Here, I'll play a tape I found like a second ago. No, you're right. Fucking Jesus. I didn't even mean to open that one. So, I found this earlier. It's Amelia and Evan. Hey, Creasy, it's Amelia. Evan must have gone to the Spectrum, the vodka in these crates. Listen to this. Come out to play. Law, he's having a grand old time. I'm gonna take him to A2 into the hotel so he can sleep it off. I'll meet you back at the orchard straight after. See you soon. Then Evan, come on, you slackwit. And then Evan had her blood on his hands. And a huge fucking parasite in the room. So we're gonna go question Amelia and see what the fuck happened.
You, about the murder? How the hell could I not have heard about it? We couldn't even leave our rooms earlier while security was sweeping for evidence.
Well, maybe you were asleep?
Since management started
I said Evan.
mandatory caffeinoid supplements, I haven't been able to sleep. It's making it hard to tolerate small talk.
Oh, what the? Oh my law! There's a mosquito in my sandwich.
Whoa, are you alright? You get stung?
Nah, I noticed it before I bit into it. It's dead, thankfully.
Still, though, that was...
Why are you looking at me like that?
I mean, are you gonna eat the mosquito or not? If not, I mean, I finished my spread. Just saying.
Ew.
Non-slug personnel aren't permitted on the pilot house. Can I help you with something? Sure. He in trouble or something? You're kidding! Evan's dead? That doesn't... I don't understand. Can I ask what happened?
One second, I'll be right back.
We were supposed to haul some crates, but he was sloshed when I got there. Figured he got into the cargo or something, you know? He wasn't gonna be any help. So I figured he could sleep it off in one of the employee rooms under the hotel. Left him on one of the beds in A2. He seemed fine. You won't believe me if I tell you. You what? Well, shit. Maybe you will believe me. I walked Evan to A2, like I said. And then, out of nowhere, he just came at me. One minute he's laughing and yelling about sharing his joy. And the next, he's choking the life out of me. Grinned the whole time he was trying to kill me, too. I never meant to hurt him. What he did was... well, he scared me half to death. But we've been friends for years. I only wanted to get him off me. I got a good hit in, threw him off, and ran like hell. If I'd known the fall killed him, I don't know. I should have told someone. What do you want to know? Because Evan would never attack anyone. I barely believe he attacked me, and I was there. Guess it shook me up pretty good. Evan's always been a total sweetheart. I don't get it. I can't help you there. Have you been to Purpleberry Orchards, Inspector? Awfully nice out there. You should visit. Well, think it over. Law, this is making less and less sense. I didn't actually see him drink, if that's what you're asking. Just seemed like the logical explanation, considering how weird he was acting. Real energetic, but also totally out of it. He was grinning like a fool the whole time, even when he attacked me. I don't know. The whole thing shook me up something fierce, but I'm still here. I'm upset. Angry at Evan. Sad about him being... you know... Scared folks won't believe me. I'm not much for math, so I couldn't tell you how that averages out. But thanks for asking. So, what happens now, Inspector? Fair enough. I just wish I could understand why he did what he did. Evan is... he was my friend. Or I thought he was. I don't know. I hope you're able to make more sense of this than I can, Inspector.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Inspector, you find my missing man?
I'm back.
Shit. That's fucking inconvenient. What happened? Law, you think you know a person. Then again, I know you always
We just set this bitch up.
Thanks for letting me know. I'll have the constable bring her in.
Yeah, what's up, Mario?
Gotta figure out who's replacing Evan and
Oh, right.
And we were short-staffed before any murdering happened. A new day, a new pain in my ass.
You still can't hear me, Mario? Well, now we found out the missing employee. Do you want to go follow her last known location, or do you want to investigate her boyfriend? Last known location or boyfriend? You got it. So there were some footprints by her body, which I examined earlier, that had squished purple berries in them, which you can assume is from the purple berry orchards, which is a type of tree that Rizzo's grows, and then they harvest the purple berries for flavoring. It's like kind of like a blueberry grape, but sweet kind of taste, apparently. And they get them from these trees. Also, this planet is a gas giant. There is no actual planet, so they have land masses that they keep suspended in the air. Yeah, it probably tastes good. It probably is just a bunch of fucking sugar, but yeah.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
It's up there.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This card also expired prematurely, following a violent encounter with marauders.
Death removes that which we worked so hard to create in life, a shell to protect us from pain. But it is this shell, this self, that is the cause of all our suffering. He is now free.
Whoa, it's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer! Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
No one can give you value. It is yours intrinsically. You just need notice it. But you seem happy regardless.
I sure am! Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
Which one, Rems?
I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck. Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you! Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you. I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards. Sometimes I wonder how it showed up, and I start to worry. But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad. So I don't worry about it. Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger. Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price. No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
I think we should do this one.
Hey, that's a swell idea. Terror on Monarch was so romantic. Thanks for the suggestion. Sadness is a big old waste of time. Besides, the sooner I start courting him, the sooner we can both be happy. I'm so glad you asked. The orchards are my 3rd favorite subject, with my first being Rizzo's refreshing drinks and my second being Rizzo's toothsome confectionaries. Our orchards are the source of 63% of Rizzo's total produce, which correlates to 112% of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon. Give or take a few percent, of course. If you want to know more about each part of the orchards, might I recommend one of our fantastic tours? One of our options is even audio guided as a special bonus feature. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Our tours are my 4th favorite subject. Every part of the orchards is so rich with Rizzo's lore. Buy a tour ticket and anoint yourself with knowledge. We have 3 tour options: Premium, Premium Plus, and the Golden Ticket. Each option is wonderful in its own special way. Premium includes a 10-minute pass to the Sprat Petting Zoo. Premium Plus comes with the novelty Purpleberry and Amber, and the Golden Ticket is audio guided in addition to being self-guided. Huh? Oh no, Rizzo's doesn't make me recommend the tour.
Oh, we have 2.
Customers just makes me even
How much is the golden ticket?
And that's saying
We'll
a
find
lot.
out.
Happy workers lead to happy customers. Happy customers are repeat customers.
If that's happiness, it's chemical happiness.
I'm not quite sure what you mean. There's really nothing better than feeling a euphoric sense of happiness and self-contentment. Now, I'd be pleased as punch to sell you a tour ticket. Which kind would you like? You're in luck. We have 1 left. Normally they're 100 bits, but seeing how I'm sold out of everything else, I can give it to you for just 90. How does that sound?
It's not that bad.
That's great. Thank you so much. Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And
Nah, it's chump changes like a cent.
stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
Probably keep that, probably keep that, probably keep that, probably keep that. I don't think the weapons I have equipped are really all that good.
Thanks for visiting. Now I'd love to get.
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations. And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my Insta coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who is this armed stranger who just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this lass. I think it's mightily more likely that she's under your payroll. You'd have burned down what you haven't already.
I see. Just a visitor then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I could do for you? Yeah, I saw her. Tried to flag her down for an autograph, but to no avail. Ran right by me. No idea where she was heading. Seemed like she had a lot on her mind. Yeah, just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Jamie skipped where Rizzo's was short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean. Oh, you know, nothing particularly troublesome. Just rogue exterminator mechanicals, opening fire on anything that twitches within 300 yards of them. We've also got a large group of new saplings, all dead from some kind of toxic substance. Poison, I'd guess. And who could forget the tower processing console, which probably just shorted out and stopped working on its own, even though it's outfitted with 3 separate backup systems?
There are a suite of explanations for what could have happened, most pointing to Rizzo's worker incompetence. My people didn't sabotage anything.
It's the strangest thing. Like everyone forgot their 10-minute workplace safety seminars. That's twice as long as the next leading brand. Our people should be safety experts. But I've seen folks step on open electrical wires, drop pallets on each other. One damn fool even blundered into a wasp-keto hive. Even as he died, he looked fairly pleased. Thank the law, some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
That's a lot of
measurements match the shoes previously analyzed in the Grand Ballroom. There is a 110% chance with a 10% margin of error that they were left by Ruth Bellamy, the actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Anything interesting?
At least we know she was here.
Well, sweet hello there, valued visitor. I am sure sorry to break it to you, but our orchards are closed to all officially guided tours at this precise moment in time.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but let's keep our distance.
Why, thank you! Rizzo's encourages all workers to put on a happy face when engaging with valued customers. Rizzo's does beseech you to please purchase one of our self-guided options if you're wishing to join one of our rejuvenative, relaxing, reformatory tours. Now with a Puzzle Hedges trademark maze hunt and special edition taste testing for an extra 35 bits a ticket. An excellent decision you most certainly won't have cause to regret. Now, presently, you're standing smack dab in the pride and joy of Rizzo's nearly natural product development sector. We call this fecund landscape the Purple Berry Orchards, since that's our main crop. But we also sow and grow mock apples, nanners, pea-free nuts, tarmac, and more.
So what do you think about this parasite thing on these two people's neck?
Our wasquitos are quite territorial and have been known to sting both workers and visitors alike. Pollinization by killer wasquitos, indeedy. It's cutting-edge Rizzo's technology. But don't you worry, valued visitor. Our pollinization cycles only run when the orchards are empty, for safety reasons. When a pollinization cycle finishes or is aborted, all wasquitos are biologically programmed to return to the hive, their holding pen. Of course, the very last thing Rizzo's would want is a beloved tourist bumbling into the hive and triggering an unscheduled cycle. So you'd best steer clear of it for safety. You'll know the hive by its big, glimmering electric fencing. Yes, indeedy. I've got the wondrous honor of having just been promoted to third keeper of the grounds after the last one disappeared on the job. Gosh, I guess about a week ago now? Before my morning clock-in last Sunday, I was but a lowly nanner peeler picker on the line shift. Now I'm responsible for growing every twig and berry on this vast swath of fertile land. Heaven sweet, no. It's not like he was murdered. He simply disappeared without a trace and hasn't been heard from since. And the groundkeeper before that one? Well, she wasn't missing at all. Her body was found near hive control, covered head to toe in thousands of welds. No mystery, and certainly no murder with what happened there. I mean, you can't exactly hold some wasquitos on trial. Accidents do happen on the job. Can't speak for others, but I most assuredly don't. I reckon you could talk to my supervisor, the overseeing orchardist. He would know more. I used to ask questions, but gee, I just don't feel the urge to anymore. Gosh, and goody gumdrops, but I could talk about the orchards till my lips fell off. Instead, let's talk about whatever interests you, because that's what interests me, too. What kind of investigation? You wouldn't happen to be from the health inspection office, would you?
Oh, we could lie here.
Oh, drat. This distresses me, and I do not like feeling cross. I warned the orchardist this could happen when we halted our monthly bribe to Slug. They were always a reliable go-between, regarding inspections before now. So, what might you be looking to find out, Ms. Inspector? Did he now? That sounds about right. He has been mightily outspoken in his disdain for Slug in recent months. The overseeing orchardist had the last groundskeeper deliver a contract termination in the place of our regular payment.
Oh,
we don't need their services anymore.
that's what happened to the last
With
guy
our
then.
new morale-boosting medical treatments, our employees are much more productive.
Last groundkeeper
No
gave the
need for
contract to get
unsightly
rid of Slug
intimidation
for the
tactics.
orchards, and then they probably killed him. Morale boosting medical treatments. Employees are more productive.
Sorry, I'm not at liberty to say. Trade secrets and all that. You understand.
Probably a fucking parasite.
Well, you are in luck. She passed right by here the other day. I thought she'd hired a private tour at first, but it was Dr. Blossom who was showing her the way to the RR and DD labs. Can't imagine why she'd need to meet with our head researcher on the Spectrum product line outside of her lab hours. Unless, of course, it had to do with the new product unveiling. That's right. She sure made for some lovely adverts. Maybe it might have involved an issue with the launch batch then? I can't rightly say. All I know is
Well, when a company owns a whole planet, and basically they own like the entirety of where you live and your whole like thing, I guess is what happens. Especially when there's no government to keep companies in check because the companies are the government.
Can't say that I have. We use bad batches of liquor for our pesticides. Only the exterminator mechanicals are armed around here. And I haven't seen any bloody objects aside from the usual pair of gardening shears. Unless, that is, Miss Helen was also stung to death by pollinization mosquitoes. She wasn't, was she? That would be a mighty wretched way to go. I do hope this pleasant conversation has made me useful to you. Rizzo's likes it when we're useful to customers, and I like anything Rizzo's likes. Why, you say that as if it's a bad thing. I am quite overcome with happiness, indeed. You won't find a Rizzo's worker in all of Eridanos who isn't 100% thrilled in their day-to-day existence. It's part of our brand manifesto. I am so glad you agree. At Rizzo's, we encourage our employees to view customers in the same way they would a board-approved social acquaintance. Which means it is my pleasure to spend time with you even when I am not being paid to do so. Isn't that nice? I certainly think so. And you know what never fails to bring a smile to my face? The breathtaking tours we offer throughout the orchards. Seasonally available for purchase in the Nut Hut. I can't stop you from poking around, but do be mindful of our pollinization hive. Mosquitoes tend towards aggressive at the best of times. There's a reason why we keep him behind an electric fence, you know.
You don't think so, what?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known... Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector.
What the fuck?
Here's a little trick I learned in prison. Attack it! Your life was merely an illusion anyway.
Well, we leveled up. What the fuck do I do with these points? Probably this. Probably this. Do you want to hear all these audio tours? Alright, you got it.
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay.
Oh, she doesn't have a thing in her neck.
Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
That was quite enthusiastic.
You should go to bed then.
Well, that's a wager I sure would have lost. Guess even a busted.
I mean, I could leave it here if you're actually interested.
I'm sure you
I could just save.
But I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them.
And when you wake up, you can get on, then I can boot this up and start SharePlay.
At least not yet.
Well, let me know.
No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our
Sounds like you need it.
And released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help. Don't I know it? Worker friend of mine ran afoul of one of the swarms and had to get new kidneys. Not due to renal failure, but because the mosquitoes kept stinging his kidneys. Don't worry though, mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards. I am contractually
I'll do that.
obligated to tell you that mosquitoes never get out during visiting hours. But when they do, the only way to get them to return is to go directly to hive control and activate emergency recall. Which isn't easy, considering all the hives near control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you? But there's nothing to come clean about. I've just been doing my best out here.
I'll save here. There you go. Now go to bed. Up in the thing. Do your sleep.